So for this installation, we're using the ATI Vent Pod with the Defi gauge for the FRS. I'm going to go ahead and use the Rally Sport Direct pictures to help you guys understand, the first steps before I do the actual installation. So first thing to do is make sure you have all the parts. Like right here, you see the ATI Vent Pod with directions. First thing you need to do is pop off the vent on the driver's side vent, which is fairly simple. Just be careful not to break the plastic in between when you take it out, but it's really easy. You want to remove that outer ring, and usually you could do it with a screwdriver. Just be very careful again, because you don't want to break those tabs. So once you get the outer ring out, now you have to remove the inner ring and do the same thing. Use a screwdriver to just pry that out, but just be careful again, because you don't want to break anything. Just pop it out really slow. If you put them side by side, you can see that the ATI ring is got the holes on them all around the circle, whereas the stock one is just a ring. Just test fit everything and make sure that the ATI ring and the gauge fit flush. Okay, there's also a foam on the back that you could use for a backside of the gauge. So this is what it looks like with the ATI vent ring. When you put it in with the stock vent pod, your gauge is basically inside the stock pod, but then you have the outer ATI ring holding it in place. So once you got all that squared off, now you want to start taking out the side dash panels, where you're actually gonna locate the wiring. And so on the side, it's really easy to pop off that dash. It just comes off naturally. All you have to do is, right here in the photo, it shows you go underneath and just pry it open carefully, and it'll open. And once you see that screw right there underneath, you want to take that out, because that's gonna allow you to pull the bottom part of your dash, which you need to take out, so that way you can locate the wires underneath. There's another screw underneath as well, right here, as you can see. Once you remove the screws, you're gonna see some more. You just have to be careful, because the lower part of the panel will come out, but you got to just remember to disconnect the harnesses so you don't pull the wires out too, right? So make sure before you actually take the panel out, you remove the harnesses underneath right here with the headlight level switch and the dim switch. You want to remove the tape so that you could locate the wires that you need. So you have to locate the 12-volt wire, which is the solid green wire, and that's what you need to use for the red Defi gauge wire. And for the 12 volt, you use the red and blue wire from the fuse box harness, which will it's attached to your Defi gauge, which is attached to the Defi gauge wire. Just look for a dimmer switch now, which is really would connect to the white wire of your Defi gauge. And for the ground, you just use the factory bolt, which is connected to your dash beam, just right outside the fuse box. So that's really going to be your ground wire right there. So what you want to do is drill a small hole, on the internal duct, which is really where the air flows through the gauge. You just want to put a hole in there, a little bit of hole, so that way you can insert the wire through that. You don't make it too big though, because you don't want air to really escape. You want it to be as tight as possible. Just make sure that the hole too is really close to the gauge pod, because you have to make sure you reach the wire reaches that hole when you slip it through. So plug the sensors back into the gauge once you have the wires and connected properly. When you install it, you just got to be careful. Just push the vent pod inside like real carefully. It's not that hard to do it. And once it's inside, then you just got to clean up the wires, try to put everything back in place. And now all you have to do is now check on the boost. If you turn it on, and you can see if it works for you. And that's pretty much it. It's pretty straightforward. Sorry if I didn't have enough videos to document the very beginning, but hopefully the photos from Rally Sport Direct help you guys out anyways. Okay, until next time, take care and stay safe.